and bring you breaking news. The official daily COVID figures have just been released. And the UK has today recorded the highest number of deaths since March. There have been a further 23,511 new cases of COVID reported in the latest 24-hour period. It's the 7th day in a row that cases have dropped. But as I said, a further 131 people have died from COVID-19, the highest number since the 17th of March this year. That brings the total number of people who have died within 28 days of a positive COVID test. That figure now stands at 129,303. Our latest figures given for the vaccination programme as well. 64,585 first doses of a vaccine have been given out, and 171,676 people have received a second dose. 37.4 million people are now fully vaccinated against COVID-19. Well, let's bring in our correspondent Ivor Bennett, who is in the newsroom now to talk about those figures. So, Ivor, case numbers are falling day by day, but the number of people going to hospital going up and the number of deaths as well.
Yeah, so good news and bad news with today's lot of figures, I'd say. Cases, as you say, falling now for a 7th day in a row. The 23,511 is approximately half the numbers we were seeing this time a week ago. It's also way down on the 100,000 we were told to expect that we could see in the third wave. But daily case numbers are, of course, only one piece of the puzzle. The deaths and the hospital admissions are the other, and both of those metrics are going in the wrong direction. 131 deaths recorded within 28 days of a positive test today is the first time we've gone over 100 deaths since March 23rd, the highest number since March 17th, so a good 3 months ago. It's still very low, we should say, compared to what we were seeing at the height of the pandemic, but still, it is a rise nonetheless, going in the wrong direction, and week on week, deaths have now risen by 40% in the last 7 days, so quite a significant increase there. And it means the spike in cases we had been seeing is most certainly starting to trickle through to deaths. The same goes for hospital admissions too. 945 people admitted on July the 22nd, which is the most recent day we have data for. Again, that's way down on what we saw in the peak of the pandemic, but it is still the highest number of daily COVID admissions in hospitals since the end of February, and week-on-week admissions have been rising now by 25%. And I think this is why politicians are still being quite cautious about the figures, in particular regarding the decline in case numbers, with Boris Johnson saying today that we shouldn't be jumping to conclusions, we shouldn't run away with premature conclusions about this, he said, because, of course, we're yet to see the full impact of the latest reopening, which did, of course, include the reopening of nightclubs last week.